What's up, guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. This is sort of part 2 of the team that got me to number 15 in the world on the global leaderboard. However, these two sets were against some of the best competition in the world. We play a ton of huge names, and these are some of the best battles you are going to see, I would say. So I would highly recommend watching this video because there are some crazy games, some crazy boosts and sweeps from Pangoro, really putting on a show. And also, this team might be like my new signature team at the moment. Kind of a running joke. If you're a long time viewer of the channel, it was like every other day I had a new signature team. But right now, I've been running this team for 2 or 3 days. It's the signature team at the moment. I'm liking this team a lot. Galarian, Shadow Weezing, Shadow Sabe, and Pangoro. Panda. Weezing into Claydol. Not a good lead to start things off. We're going to safe swap Sableye. Met by Drapion, and we do not like this matchup that much. We're going to bait the foul play here, hopefully grab a Protect Shield, and we do get it. So that is nice. Now we should be able to withstand a crunch and get off a Dazzling Gleam, which is pretty good for this matchup because we can potentially draw both Protect Shields from this Drapion, and we actually got the Chart Attack priority here. So if they're going to put up both shields, they're also going to expend their energy. So now we got both shields, and they don't have as much residual energy. This is pretty dang good for us. And knowing that Weezing is not going to have that much play against Claydol, right? I am going to come in with it. I do get denied here because I lagged a turn, so that is unfortunate. We want to be careful of them catching on Claydol, and despite my efforts here, as you're going to see, foreshadowing, we do shield up the Aqua Tail here. I overfarm a ton, and they eventually do make the catch onto Claydol. Very unfortunate. But because I overfarmed so much, I actually go for the Overheat here. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're at 2, so they're 3 off. So I actually am able to take them out before getting potentially Rock Tomb debuffed. So this is still nice. I mean, I have a... And I get the boost! And I get the boost. So although they caught the sludge on their Claydol, it ended up not mattering because we overheat it. We swap Pangoro. We get a boost. And they were not going to be able to beat the Panda, assuming just based off their reaction, right? Based off what was in the back. We don't know what was in the back per se, but maybe a Lapras. Who knows? It didn't want to eat a boosted close combat there. And now searching for the next opponent. I hope everyone's enjoying the Go Battle League. Still here very early in the season. You know what's crazy? I feel like we are so dang early in the season, and we just saw the first person hit 2,900 already. Absolutely ridiculous. Here we go. Amazing lead against this Panda for us. They swap in Weezing. We don't have an obvious answer, so we're just going to have to stay in with our own Weezing and try to retain switch advantage. Go for the Sludge. It connects. They are going to build up to Overheat, so I am going to actually respect the potential Overheat here. And it is just a Sludge, and we want to make sure we throw instantly, right? Because we are ahead in this matchup. We want to keep our advantage. And once again, they're wisely building up to threaten the potential Overheat. This time, I think I decide to call it. And going to throw right away again. Put the pressure on them. Sludge coming through. Gets their final Protect Shield. At this point, now that shields are down, I actually decided to go for a catch. Because now, if they were to swap in Pangoro, I could potentially go for a Dazzling Gleam. They stay in. And I caught a Brutal Swing in the process. They're going to go for another Brutal Swing, but this is not going to be enough to knock me out. And they give me the Shadow Claw down. I don't think they can even Karate Chop me down here. What's going to come in? Is it going to be the Pangoro? It is. And we're going to go off the Dazzling Gleam here. I think they might have lagged a turn, which prevented them from going for a catch here. So that is unfortunate for them. But Dazzling Gleam destroys the Pangoro. Someone look up in the comments, how much did that Dazzling Gleam do? Dazzling Gleam from Shadow Sableye into Pangoro. That is crazy damage. Double super effective. Overheat into Swalot, the Swallower. And now we're in a pretty comfortable spot. If they had caught the Dazzling Gleam on the Swalot, this could have definitely been a different outcome. So a little bit unlucky for the opponent because I think they got that one turn lag. But, you know, that's the state of the game, unfortunately. Fix it, Niantic. Or Scopely now. And Scopely's acquiring it. Here we go. Next battle. 2648 was this elo at the time. If you watched the last video, we did get to like 2787, was it? No, 2797? I think 2798. Something like that. Something like that. So these are actually the first two sets of that day in which we ended up getting to that crazy high elo. So this was a day where we had like all positive sets. It was like an 18-7 day. And there is the mirror match, Shadow Galarian Weezing. You know what I noticed? Tell me if this makes sense or if I'm just crazy. In that opening animation, or maybe just in general, the smoke coming from Weezing seems like really high quality, doesn't it? It seems like that sounds super weird. It seems like I don't know. It seems like high resolution, almost like it's higher quality than like it's real, you know, compared to like the animation of the rest of the visual. I don't know if that makes any sense, but maybe someone knows what I'm trying to say. Sableye counter swaps Golisopod. It is Golisopod. You can get mad at me when I said Drapion, because I always say Drapion usually, but like the official pronunciation is technically Drapion, but I know Drapion sounds weird. I'll just say Drapion to avoid controversy, to be cute and uncontroversial. But I will say Golisopod, because it is Golisopod, even though a lot of people say Golisopod, because it's like Isopod, right? That's a real thing. Golisopod. Anyway, we come in with Weezing. Dazzling Gleam, bang, hits us pretty hard, but this is going to set up Mr. Pangoro. I go for a close combat here. Maybe Night Slash would have been enough. Maybe Night Slash would have been enough from here. Probably. So maybe I made this a little bit uncomfortable for myself by debuffing myself there. But close combat does do more damage than Night Slash, even when there's a one-stage difference. What about a two-stage difference? That's a good question. I'm actually not 100% sure. I'm going to look that up right now off to the side. If I was to do, let's say, Pangoro versus... I'm thinking off the cuff. Off the cuff. Well, let's get into this battle. We lead into a Furret. Furret's a great lead. We counter swap Sableye into Clodsire. And now here's the thing. Clodsire is capable of flipping this matchup. However, both of our other Pokemon are great against Furret, so I don't necessarily need to retain switch advantage here. So that's why I'm willing to take this Earthquake. And then I throw this Foul Play on CMP. I know this isn't going to quite knock out. And I actually decide to let this go. And I'm thinking, all right, Furret really has nowhere to go. If I come in with Pangoro, and I do lag a turn, unfortunately. If I come in with Pangoro, there's no way they come in with Furret. They have to come in with their third Pokemon. So they have to reveal to me their third. And it's Skeledirge. Oh, and this was Zweilous as well. Zweilous, an insanely good battler. Night Slash coming through. Connects. He's forced to throw on bad timing to put on the pressure. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep outpacing him. Torch Song. Going to buff his attack. And the Torch Song, I think, is going to put me within range where the next Incinerate will knock me out. So I am forced to throw here immediately after one Karate Chop. And this Night Slash will draw the final shield. Now this is going to be all up to Mr. G-Weezy. I do get denied the Fairy Wind there. Very unfortunate. I get denied the Fairy Wind. Torch Song. In comes Furret. Now, I don't think Overheat's quite enough to one-shot here, and I also don't want to debuff my attack. So what I'm thinking is 3 Sludges is my win con. 2 Sludges to knock out, bank 1 Sludge for the for the low Skeledirge, and I do get to the double Sludge here before Furret can get to another Swift. We have back-to-back loaded G-Weezy, back-to-back Sludge. Let's go, baby. Back-to-back Sludge. Let's go. Gets it done. Now I'm trying to think. 2-stage difference. Why can't I think, dude? 2-stage difference. Okay, Beedrill would be an example. Beedrill. Night Slash has got to do more. Just based off feel. Yeah. 2-stage difference. Night Slash does more. 1-stage difference, close combat does more. Weezing into a Grumpig. We've got 2 better answers, so we swap immediately. And this is not looking great. This is not looking great. I don't know why we buffered there for a sec. My apologies. I got scared that I was going to have to restart the video. Weezing into... yeah, so Sableye at least got us a shield down, I guess. But now Weezing has a lot of work to do. After the Sludge, our opponent gives up Switch, but this is kind of clever by them because Night Slash is not going to be enough to knock out, and the Grumpig is ahead on energy. So now Grumpig is simply going to be able to shield. Like, we kind of have to shield this, right? We kind of have to shield this to live with Pangoro. And they're just going to shield again to get off another Dynamic Punch. And it's going to be all up to Weezing. Now shields are down. And it is going to be Blastoise in the back. I throw in bad timing here, unfortunately. So I'm going to be forced to go for back-to-back Sludge. If I throw in better timing, I would have gotten 1 extra Fairy Wind. But I think Blastoise probably lives 1 Fairy Wind, but maybe that 1 Fairy Wind honestly made the difference there. That's actually really close, whether 1 Fairy Wind knocks out there. So I might have actually thrown that game by throwing on bad timing there. That's unfortunate. But GG. Also, maybe if I had simply stayed in with Weezing against Grumpig when they pivoted out, I wonder if Pangoro could have potentially swept. I'm not sure. Not sure. But we catch an Alolan Marowak there. And we get a 4-1 set. Very nice. It's on to the next one. Approaching that expert rank. What are we doing here? I think someone asked if I had a Grumpig built, and I still don't. I think I have a few I could build, but I don't have any that are like overwhelmingly good in terms of their rank or IV spread. So I guess I still haven't invested in one just yet. I'm not the most picky when it comes to IV spreads, but if I'm like waiting to invest in something, if it's my first one, you know, sometimes maybe I'll wait it out. I feel like people usually have spoinks to trade and stuff, so might as well wait for a good one. Next opponent here, Weezing into Lapras. So not the worst matchup, honestly, for Weezing. He doesn't do that bad, but we've got better answers. In comes D-Knight. And I mean, this is not that bad for Sableye. Our Shadow Claws are really chunking. But what I'm thinking here is I can easily grab this Protect Shield. And he's forced to throw. I'm just going to let this go. Because Weezing is not threatened at all by this Dragonite. I can get a big Fairy Wind down, take a double resisted charge attack, and maybe unload an Overheat onto the Lapras for some massive damage. So I really like the situation we're in. Unless there's some sort of like Core Breaker in the back, maybe like a Clodsire. We are pretty ABA weak to Clodsire with this team. So if someone has commented, Rise, what do you do against Clodsire lead? We try our best. Maybe we try to land the Overheat and go from there. And there you go, dude. Pangoro, a huge Core Breaker to this common Lapras Cradily Core. That's why I like it so much. Probably 2 of the most common Pokemon right now in the meta. And we understand that they're probably going to Rock Tomb bait us. But doesn't matter. Don't matter, dog. We're a Pangoro. We've got too much attack. Close combat's still going to easily knock out even debuffed. And just going to get to another one. The opponent top left's before it. Yeah, Pangoro just has some games where it feels like almost unfair. Because of that dark subtyping, similar to Scrafty, right? The psychic damage just does not do much at all. And despite being so glassy, you like can take the Psy waves quite well. And really just dominate and core break some teams. It does have its flaws, of course. It does have some of some flaws. For instance, getting absolutely destroyed by fairy type damage. Here against Vittoria, I kind of regret how I played this. I would have preferred to at least build up to the overheat here. To at least threaten it. Maybe even go for it, you know? Who knows? Maybe they don't shield, but if I don't at least build up to the overheat, there's no way they're going to respect the first charge attack, most likely. But now I kind of allow them to dictate how this matchup goes. And I decided just to take the shield advantage. And this kind of works out perfectly for the opponent, because not only do they take switch advantage, but they get off another X-Scissor here. And I'm kind of just hoping that maybe Panda will have a lot of play in the back. But what ends up happening is Diggersby comes in, and then it is a Annihilape. So I had to win the lead. I had to win the lead matchup to win this game, and we did not do that. So this was a situation where we just didn't understand, I guess, that we needed to try and win that lead matchup based off the back alignment. And we ended up paying for it. You're going to see how this plays out, that Sableye can make Diggersby a little bit uncomfortable with Dazzling Gleam. Because the Dazzling Gleam does probably like a solid 40% or so. So plus all the Shadow Claws that add up over time. I bet Sableye, like if this was an even matchup here in terms of health, Sableye can probably make this matchup uncomfortable for Diggersby. Because we're going to go for the foul play bait here, but I understand that the Diggersby is approaching 2 charge attacks at this point, so I'm just going to let this go. And they're still not quite even in Dazzling Gleam range, so GG. Needed to win that lead matchup to win that game. As soon as we lost the lead, the game was essentially over. Battle starting. The Masked Asian. Weezing into Grumpig. Save swap Sableye. Met by Drapion, sorry. People get mad when I say the correct pronunciation. I gotta go with the colloquial community pronunciation. Dazzling Gleam coming through. They do get the crunch debuff. And gonna get off a parting foul play here for some chip damage. Let's see what happens here. Foul play does chunk a little bit. I get denied a fast attack, unfortunately. As per usual with the Fairy Wind, that's annoying. Aqua Tail connects. And because of that one Poison Sting advantage that they get because of lag, it allows them to get to another Aqua Tail here, which is really unfortunate, right? Against my Pangoro. Because in the back is Mandibuzz. If I still had a Protect Shield, like, who knows? Maybe there's still some play. Probably not. I probably still lose. But, yeah. That was one of those games just kind of perfectly hard countered. Not a whole lot we could have done. Other than maybe, like, I guess maybe if we, like, baited foul play and got to the Gleam, I guess that's the only thing maybe we could have done differently, because then we could have got both Protect Shields. So, I guess in the moment I said that was just perfectly hard countered. Nothing we could have done. But I guess there is one thing we could have done differently there to give ourselves a chance. All right. One thing I don't like about this team, I know I said it's my signature team that I love dearly, but Drapion, save swap, dude. I gotta pick one. Now it's starting to annoy myself. It is a bit of an awkward safe swap for this team, because you're gonna outpace Weezing to the Sludge, or they're gonna get to Aqua Tail before the Sludge, right? So it makes things kind of awkward in how you handle Drapion safe swap. So what I do is I guarantee the shield or the knockout with the Overheat, and then I come in with Pangoro. We build up a lot. We go for the CC because Night Slash wouldn't knock out from there. In comes Claude, and this is pretty rough looking because Claude is a pretty big core breaker to our team. And I figure if I give him that full Poison Sting down, I am doomed. So I am forced to give up Switch here, and it's not ideal, right? We're basically aligning our best Clodsire answer to this Furret, which it does not want to see. But I'm thinking if I give him the Sting down, I'm screwed either way. Trailblaze connects, puts our Sableye quite low. I go for the foul play here, and it's not quite going to knock out. It's actually going to result in Furret getting the farm down, but it gives us one extra Fairy Wind, which is something. We're going to be forced to Protect Shield. I really need to land this Overheat to give myself a chance here. Really need to land this Overheat, so I'm going to overfarm. Going to go for the Sludge here. He's already seen that I have Overheat, so it makes it easier to get the bait here. And this is absolutely massive. Not only am I going to land the Overheat, but it was also charge attack priority. And this is going to expend the energy from the Clodsire. Sludge Bomb knocks us out, and we outpace to the Night Slash. A little bit fortunate for us to win this game, but also a crazy win despite getting being a pretty rough looking situation there. If the opponent had just committed to like the farm down, understanding that they probably live in Overheat from Weezing, they might have won there. But maybe they thought that Overheat knocked out, and you can't blame them. I mean, Overheat is such a powerful move, and from a Shadow Galarian Weezing, you can't blame them for thinking it might knock out or even put you within Karate Chop down range. And here we go. I think this is the last battle of the video, so a great one to wrap it up. Galarian Weezing into the Swallower, Swalot, who has become meta. Who would have thought? Swalot meta. And this is huge. Swalot's a bit of a core breaker, so landing this Overheat is massive for us. And immediately kind of changes the complexion of the situation. Now, instead of getting core broken, now we're kind of ahead. Gonna go for foul play here, hoping that maybe I can get to another before getting farmed down, but it's not looking like it. And yeah, Home Slice is going to Shadow Claw us down before we get to another foul play. I'm just gonna come in with Weezing here, thinking Swalot might be his best Pangoro answer. I do lose the charge attack priority against the Sableye, but I'm hoping Pangoro can sweep, because if Swalot's his best answer and it's already pretty much in Night Slash range, I feel like that could be really good for us. He banks like a foul play with the Sableye and goes into Golisopod, but I know this is not a bad matchup at all for Pangoro. I've been the Golisopod here, and it's not that comfortable because Night Slash almost 2-shots, and then I get the boost as well. I get the attack boost as well. Uh-oh, Panda. Would I got the Karate Chop down anyway? I'm not sure. We go for the Night Slash here against Swalot. Night Slash gets the Protect Shield. We shield up here knowing that a Sludge would do more than a foul play that he has loaded. And I was pretty confident that this is just a foul play and not a Dazzling Gleam. So I can take this, double resisted, just simply double up. And going to win charge attack party, even if Swalot was to have an attack loaded. And that is a GG to Home Slice. Definitely got lucky a little bit with the boost. Assuming that we couldn't have farmed down without the boost, because it took 4 Karate Chops to farm down with the boost. So if that made the difference in us farming down or not, if we couldn't have gotten it in 5 without the boost, that might have made the difference in the game there. So a little bit of luck, perhaps, but it's part of the game. The Night Slash 12.5% chance boost, we'll take it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video with the Signature team. Make sure to send me your guys' battles featuring what fun stuff you're running, especially ahead of the weekend. We got Spicy Saturday coming up, so if you want to feature your battles for Spicy Saturday, send me your footage. Link is in the description of every single video. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, leave a like, comment down below. All comments are appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And all that said, thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.